All right, what is going on, everybody? Matitude22 here today, bringing you guys my top 20 figures of 2020, guys. I'm sorry I got this video out late. I know we're halfway into February, but here's the thing: it took me a long time to come up with this list. There was a lot of good stuff, and also I suffered a hand injury. I won't go into detail, but I did suffer a hand injury, and I couldn't really review figures like I wanted to, just because I couldn't really hold anything or handle anything properly. But we're somewhat recovered. So let's just do it, guys. Let's just jump right into it. These obviously are not my top 20 figures. These are so first things first, I guess I should say. I'm gonna do two parts. I'm gonna do 20 to 11 and then 10 to 1. I'm gonna have some honorable mentions for each. So this is kind of my first group of honorable mentions. Now, I liked all of these figures. These guys all had strong points to them. They all had stuff I liked. They all had good qualities. Unfortunately, there was some things holding them back, like SPD Red. I love the Lightning collection. I love these figures, but it was just, it's Power Rangers, so there's not really any sculpting. That kind of held them back. Deadpool, almost perfect, minus the molded in guns. Hero Killer Stain is another one that I like a lot. Sorry for the wobbly camera. Yeah, Hero Killer Stain is another one I liked a lot. Just lack of articulation really kind of held him back. And Mr. T and Wolverine are both excellent figures. They just unfortunately didn't crack the top 20. Nothing wrong with Wolverine. I think he's great. Just if it was a top 21, he would be 21. And Mr. T, although this is an excellent figure and I like it a lot, he's wearing the wrong color of pants, and that did unfortunately hold him back a little bit. But so there we go. We have some honorable mentions, our first crop at honorable mentions, and I think it's time. I think we just get right to the countdown. All right, coming in at number 20, we have the DC Multiverse Ariel from the last, no, not the Last Night on Earth, from Batman the White Knight. This is a good figure. This is a really solid figure. A lot of nice sculpting on him. The accessory, he comes with the big sword with the flame effect. I love these little tassels. I mean, again, he's kicking it off at number 20, but regardless, this is a really good figure. I just like him a lot. Honestly, maybe what held this guy back a little bit, what kept him a little bit lower, is there was a lot of really strong DC figures this year. There's a lot of strong DC figures, and although this one was good, there was a lot of DC figures that I thought were just overall better. So yeah, there we go. There it goes. I like this figure a lot, man. I like this Azrael, but so get him to stand. Really quick, also, I don't know if I'm gonna do full reviews of these guys, because you're kind of getting brief. You're kind of getting brief reviews here, so I might not go full. I might not. Some of the guys you see here, I just might not end up reviewing. But if there is anyone that you want to see kind of individually reviewed, make sure you leave it in the comments. But yeah, like I said, man, superior sculpting, looks good. Articulation, it's McFarlane, so you already know the articulation is good on these DC figures. Nice paint apps. I think he's really great. Number 20, Azrael. All right, number 19, we have a figure I don't really see a lot of people talking about. We have the Casey Jones from the NECA cartoon pack. I really like this figure. All right, full transparency, I don't collect the movie figures. I'm just doing the cartoon ones. But I don't think this figure gets enough love. Now, here you go. Five very unique, very cool weapons. He comes with a little golf bag. The interchangeability with the different weapons, you can have him holding the hockey stick. You could have him the bat like I gave him. You could give him the hammer, give him the metal bat. There's so much you could do, so much different possibilities and different swappable options with this figure. The sculpt fits the cartoon line perfectly. Perfect sculpt. The articulation is good. The articulation is what you would expect it to be. But it's nice. He has all the standard articulation. I just think this figure is really awesome. I really like this Casey Jones a lot. And like I said, it's almost a shame more people aren't kind of talking about him. But either way, I'm talking about him, and he is my number 19 from the NECA cartoon 2-pack, Casey Jones. All right, coming in at number 18, we have the Star Wars Black Series Cad Bane. This is the exclusive one. He was exclusive to the UK, and then he ended up going on Hasbro Pulse. So, you know, he kind of came with the Toto 360. There was a standard release of him, but I wanted this version because I wanted the Toto. Excellent figure. If you asked me to design a Cad Bane figure, I don't think I could have done a better job. I know I couldn't do a better job. I guess what I'm trying to say is this figure is perfect. He's got the rockets on his boots. He comes with his 2 pistols, which are sculpted nicely. They got some nice paint. Digging the face sculpt. The hat is, of course, removable. You know, the jacket looks good. Love the sculpting on the jacket. My one kind of gripe is his mouthpiece. I misplaced the mouthpiece. I did have it. But yeah, unfortunately, I just kind of misplaced it. Well, it just kind of fell off. It just kind of fell off. I wish that would have been attached better. But you know what? Despite that, this is still a good damn figure, man. I really like this a lot. I like the skin tone, like the face. Toto is all right. He's not bad. He's nicely articulated. He looks good. They look good. Standing together, they go together. So number 18, Star Wars Black Series, the Clone Wars Cad Bane. All right, coming in at number 17, we have the Alpha Predator from NECA. Now, here's the thing. I do like this figure, but unfortunately, there's a couple of things that held this guy back, and I don't know if you guys have similar issues with yours, but at least on mine, his feet seem to not be the same size. I don't know. He stands very lopsided. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but mine just stands really lopsided. Also, the fact of the mask. I don't really like the mask where it just kind of attaches to the face. So it's standing okay right now. It's attached right now. But it took me a couple of minutes just to kind of get it to stay there with no issues. Now, there is some good stuff. I really like the weapons, and I really like the sculpting. Yeah, I do like the weapons and the sculpting, like I said. Just unfortunately, the mask and the fact that mine is kind of lopsided, unfortunately, kept this guy back just a little bit. I do like the paint apps. I like the sculpt. I like the dreads. I like virtually everything else. He comes with some good accessories, but like I said, unfortunately, minor issues definitely kept this guy back. If he would have had an alternate head with the mask, like the Fugitive Predator, he would have been a lot higher. But number 17, Alpha Predator. All right, number 16, you guys. We have our first Transformer. We have from Hasbro, we have the Earthrise Command Class Skylinks. I like this figure so much, and for a couple of reasons. First one being, the last Skylinks we got in Combiner Wars was just not good to any degree. This is kind of the perfect. He's so tall I can't even get him properly in frame, but this is just the perfect Skylinks. This is the perfect one that just kind of like You get this guy. They don't ever need to make another one because I don't see how they could ever top this one. The sculpting is nice. I think the scale is good. Posability, articulation is nice. I haven't really got around to messing with them. I haven't really got him in his alt mode to any degree, but, or I haven't like messed with any of his other modes. But this is just really good. Paint apps are good, and like I said, just overall design, I think he looks perfect. I don't see how, unless we got like a masterpiece Skylinks or maybe like that third party one that was really expensive, but this guy also is good too for the price, because I think he was a little under $100, or maybe he was a little over $100 here in Canada. I'm not really sure. I don't really remember, but either way, this is a lot of figure for 100. Let's just say 100-ish bucks. I think he looks great. I really like him a lot. I don't know what that was, but let's get that out of there. But yeah, so number 16, we have Command Class Skylinks. All right, number 15, we have the DC Multiverse Arkham Origins Deathstroke. This is an excellent figure, but very much like Alpha Predator, there was a couple of issues that did keep this guy a little bit low. The first one being the gun. He doesn't actually come with any guns. I got him this gun from McFarlane. Who was it? Bloodshot. So unfortunately, that really put him back a little bit, just having a Deathstroke that comes with no guns. But other than that, the sword is good. I think he looks really nice. I really like the sculpting. The paint apps are really vibrant. I mean, you could see very, very accurate to what he looked like in the game, which it is a game-based figure, so obviously he should be accurate. But yeah, this is just a nice figure. I just like this figure a lot. He's fun to play with. He's fun to pose. Articulation is good. I mean, you get what you would expect from a standard McFarlane DC figure. You get all the bells and whistles. But yeah, like I said, sculpting can only take you so far. Sculpting and moderately good articulation. You know, unfortunately, if he would have come with some nice guns, he probably would have been a lot higher. But hey, number 15, you know, we're 25% of the way there. DC Multiverse Deathstroke. And, oh, there we go. And number 14, we have our first Marvel Legends. We have Sugar Man. I know in past videos I've done a separate countdown for Marvel Legends, but honestly, there wasn't enough Legends that really impressed me this year to make it worth doing a separate video for Legends. So I'm just gonna kind of lump them in here. But number 14, we have the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Sugar Man. This figure is everything I could have wanted, you guys. This figure is awesome. Right down to all the sculpting, all the little detail. The arms are all articulated. They're all posable. He comes with the hammer. I mean, if you're familiar with the character, then, you know, this is what it is. But he just looks so nice. There's so many small details, like the sculpting, like the hair. I mean, he's got all the different rings that look really nice. I just like this figure a lot. I like the buttons. I don't know, there's not much more I could say. The tongue is kind of cool. He's even got a little holster to hold the hammer if you kind of don't want him holding it. Like I said, this is a good figure for what it is. I mean, let's be honest. There was better Legends and there was better Build-A-Figures, but as far as Sugar Man goes, I think this is another example, just like I talked about with Skylinks. I don't think they could ever top this. I don't see how we ever get another Sugar Man unless they just re-release. Can I talk now? Thank you. Unless they just re-release this one, I don't see how they could really ever improve or top this one. But I like them a lot. If you guys picked them up, I hope you guys liked them too. But number 14, Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Sugar Man. All right, guys, number 13, we have the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Venom pool. Now, when I was talking about Sugarman and I mentioned there was better Build-A-Figures, this is what I had in mind. I like Venom pool slightly more than Sugarman, just because, I mean, the posability is more sculpt-wise. Sculpt-wise, I would put them about the same. But again, just kind of that he's a larger figure and being as posable as he is. One of the swords is a little warped. You know, there's a lot you could do with this guy. I like when you get larger, bulky figures, but they're not hindered by bad articulation. I think the face sculpt is absolutely spot on with this. I think they absolutely nailed the face sculpt. I like the texturing on the suit. I like where you could see all the little staples kind of keeping the suit together. I just think it works really, really good. I think it looks good. I like the holsters, the harness. Just a good, really good Build-A-Figure. Especially for a figure, and that's the thing, this is like a contest of champions character. When you take a character that I don't care about, and this is one of those things, I get it, because I collect the characters from the other universes, like the multiverse stuff. So, but when you give me a character that I virtually don't care about, and make it one of my top figures, that's a special thing, and that's exactly what Hasbro did. That's why number 13, Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Venom Pool. Alright, guys, coming in at number 12, I'm cheating a little bit. We have two figures. We have the Elite Viking Raiders. Now, I'm focus a little bit. Thank you. Now, focus. That's a little better. Now, if you saw my review of these two, then there should be no surprise that these guys are here. Excellent, excellent, excellent. These are some of the best elites I've ever seen Mattel put out. The deco and the paint apps on these guys are almost perfect. I love all the removable kind of armor pieces. Everything is good. I'm not going to talk about these guys too much because I already did a full review. And again, I'm not going to probably do full reviews for a lot of the stuff here. If there is anything you guys want to see me talk about more in depth, again, just kind of let me know in the comments and I'll consider it. But it's just, I have a lot of other videos planned, and I figure since we're already kind of talking about the figures here, there's no point in going into full reviews. But again, I already did review these guys, so if you do want to check that out and hear more, you can watch that. But number 12, Elite Viking Raiders from Mattel. And alright, guys, number 11, we have the Master Chief from the Spartan Collection from Jazwares. Now, here's the thing. I know there's a lot of issues with this figure. Well, here's the two major issues. One, his elbows don't bend further than that, which I don't understand that decision. Don't know why they don't bend all the way. And I think the gun is a little bit small. I wish the gun was a little bit bigger, and I wish he kind of held it better. But honestly, other than that, the paint apps, the sculpt, the detail on this guy are perfect. I don't think we've had a Master Chief figure this good unless it was like a let me phrase it, for less than $100, because this is a $20 figure and you get a good figure for $20. You get two guns, you get a bunch of hands, and like I said, the paint apps, I love all the battle damage. You could see looks really nice. The visor is nice and shiny. I can see my reflection. Sculpt is spot on. Like I said, he is articulated to an extent. He has toe joints. He has ankle pivot. He has ankle rockers. The hands, the head, the torso, everything. He is super articulated. Again, minus the elbows not bending that far, which I think is a misstep. In my opinion, I think the gun is good. You know, they didn't just cheap out and just kind of sculpt it gray. You know, it's got gray and black, so you got two colors. He looks good. If you're kind of getting him holding it nicely, I think it looks really good. like I said, I think just maybe I wish it was a little bigger. Maybe I wish he held it a little better. Those would be some nice features. But you know what? Other than that, I can't complain. I think this figure is absolutely perfect. I honestly think this is the best Master Chief we've had. And I really like this line. I really like where it's going. Like I said, a lot of nice sculpted detail. Really cool. That's why I picked Master Chief as my number 11 figure of the year. All right, there we have it, everybody. There is my top 20 to 11 figures of the year. Let me know which one of these you agreed with. Let me know which you disagreed. I'm always curious as to what everybody else liked. Again, I'm kind of not going to be reviewing a lot of the figures here. So if there's anything you want to see me go over into more detail, please make sure you kind of let me know in the comments. And I think that's it. I'm going to do this in 2 parts, make it a little more consumable so you could get the first part and then digest it a little bit before I ask you to come back and watch the second part. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you're not already. I appreciate, guys, all your continued support. Thank you so much. Really, really means so much to me. I hope you guys have an excellent day. Sorry for getting these videos so late, but again, I had a hand injury, which kind of put me back a little bit, but better late than never, I always say. So thank you so much. As always, you guys have been great. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully, and bye.